What is up, guys? I am Trapper Joe, and I am going to show you guys everything you need to know about catching fisher in conibears. I am trapping in the North Maine Woods. We have 3.5 million acres here to trap. It's all logging country, but the one thing that we do have in Maine are Canada lynx, and we're not allowed to trap Canada lynx. They're a federally threatened species, and now they're highly protected. All of our traps have changed drastically since the last time I trapped, which was 18 years ago. Used to be able to run 220s up in trees, used to be able to run pretty much whatever you wanted as long as you were 4 foot off the ground. But now there's Lynx Exclusion devices, so it's making fisher trapping a lot more challenging. You could still catch fisher, and I'm going to show you guys how. Here we go. That's looking pretty good right there. We got one. Oh yeah, nice one. Nice one. That might be frozen in. We've had some pretty bitter cold temperatures. Oh no, we'll get it. Guessing it's a beautiful female by the color. Look at that, snapped it good in that bell aisle. Right across the neck. Good catch, good kill. Good ethical quick kill. That's a 120 bell aisle. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to find the locations where fisher run, where they feed. I'm going to show you how we have to set up now for fisher trapping here in the state of Maine. And I'll also show you guys my favorite fisher sets that are not legal. I'll make a mock set for you and show you how I used to catch fisher and show you guys some great fisher sets. Fisher's a really cool and unique animal. You don't always get a chance to see them. They're kind of like one of the apex predators in the woods. They hunt down lynx and kill lynx. I don't know what would happen if they went up against a coyote. Wouldn't be pretty. It's one of the few animals that can actually successfully hunt and kill porcupines. Most of their diet up here in the North Maine Woods is going to be rabbit is their #1 choice. Then you have grouse, you have songbirds, you have voles, mice, red squirrels. So that's pretty much the bulk of the fisher's diet. The key to finding fisher is finding the prey and also knowing how the land sets up. Oh, that's a beauty. So stay tuned, guys. In this video, you're going to see how I catch these fisher, how I set up for them, what I use for bait, what I use for lure, what I use for scent, and where I set for them. And hopefully it helps you guys on your trap line. Hopefully you learn something about an animal that's not really well known. And hopefully this is educational and helpful for you. Absolutely gorgeous fisher. I'm assuming that's a female. The females are a lot paler like that. Really, really silky fur on them. But that one's frozen in there pretty good. We're gonna have to thaw that out tonight in the cabin and get to skinning. But great catch on it. Good ethical kill. Super quick, super good snap on it. And those bell aisles, they're not getting out of that. So here in Maine, I'm running a long line for martin and fisher, and also weasel. It's a mustelid long line. And fisher's your apex predator in the woods. That's just the coolest predator, fastest arboreal animal. Nothing's faster in a tree than a fisher. Even that includes squirrels. Here in the North Maine Woods, they travel a huge, huge distance. It wouldn't surprise me to learn that their range is 30 to 50 square miles. In my research over the years, and I've paid close attention to fisher, if you miss one or see a track or have one go through, it takes roughly 30 days for a fisher to come back through. That's a big territory. Some interesting things about fisher are they have what's called delayed implantation. So they're kind of a solitary creature with a big range on them. And they don't have a select mating season like a lot of species have and a lot of animals have. So they have what's called delayed implantation because their range is so vast and so big that they're not always together during mating season. So they take advantage of it. They mate whenever they can. They mate whenever they cross paths any time of year. The fertilized egg will attach to the uterine wall of the female, but it's delayed until it's time for her to have her pregnancy. So they might copulate, they might have a successful breeding season in the middle of the winter or the middle of summer or the middle of spring, but that isn't going to become a pregnancy until she's ready to have her spring babies, which is pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure they have anywhere from 3 to 5 babies, or kits, I guess you'd call them. I'm not sure what we call them in the mustelid family, but I'd call them a kit, I guess, Fisher kit. A lot of people call them Fisher cats. So those are pretty cool, interesting facts I've learned about Fisher. I've been lucky enough to see them hunt, and I've followed their tracks a lot. I would say if you guys want to learn more about Fisher, other than a video like this, if you could find some Fisher tracks, just follow them and see what they do. It's pretty amazing to see what they do when they come across other tracks, when they get into different types of forests and what kind of stuff they're looking for. Now, down home where I live, there's a lot of farms, and Fisher are going to run your buffers. They're not big fans of open country, open areas unless it's nighttime. They're mostly going to hunt in the woods. They like the thickest woods, and a really good place to look for them are streams, rivers, buffers, field edges, rock walls. Those are prime spots to look for Fisher. Ridges are always good too. Now up here in the wilderness of the North Maine Woods, pretty much reverse engineer them from their prey. So I'm looking for the thickest, nastiest rabbit cover. I'm looking for the most rabbit sign I can find, and usually there's going to be a Fisher not too far from that. As far as the type of woods I'm looking for your green growth, your evergreens, your thick, dark forests that are going to hold rabbits and small game and a lot of small prey. And then that's pretty much where the Fisher like to feed, and where they like to travel a lot of time are ridges. They like that high ground. They like to get up on those ridges and run them like your hardwood ridges. So when I'm Fisher trapping, I'm focusing on a couple different things. I'm looking for hardwood ridges. I'm looking for travel ways that go into green growth, and then I'm looking into green growth. I think where they live and where their bedrooms are swamps from where I found them. Like your thickest, nastiest swamps, and you don't really find a lot of those areas, and they're really hard to get into. So as a trapper, a few of the things that I like to look for are your what I call kitchens, is where they're going to feed, where they're going to go to feed, and that's your rabbit cover. And then your travel ways are going to be your ridges to get to those, or they're going to be buffers, near your cuts or near your streams. And streams and rivers are always good for two different reasons. One, the loggers aren't allowed to cut there, so usually you have a darker, thicker forest. And two, there's a lot of prey near rivers and streams. Anything from whatever's swimming in those to whatever comes to feed on those to whatever lives around them. So those are really good spots to look for Fisher. There's very few streams that I travel across in my long line that I don't set up for either marten or Fisher. I am boiling traps and dyeing traps right now, and about to wax some coyote traps and dye some marten and Fisher traps too. This year we're gonna trap. It's been 2006 or 7 might have been the last year I trapped. Almost 18 years since the last time I trapped. The laws have changed a bunch, so as you can see, I've been super busy building marten and Fisher boxes. We got a couple different designs. I got all of our boxes ready. I painted a bunch of them up just to get that newness off of them. A friend of mine told me it's important that they're colored or hidden better, so I'm gonna try it. But every one of them's got the right trap in it. These are all 120s. These are all 155s. These are 220s. These are 120s. And these are Belle Isle 120s with a 160 in that one. So we got about 108 traps, I think. It's gonna be a challenge to get them out there and tend them all and bait them all too. I got some fish, some partridge, some squirrels, and who knows what else. We might be using some coyote meat if we have to. We'll use whatever we can. But this is one of the funnest jobs right here of the season. We are gonna be cooking skunk soup with petroleum jelly. Take this and fill up your pan with it. Don't use your best cooking pans. And if it doesn't all come out at once, it's alright too. This is one of the absolute tricks to marten and Fisher trapping. if you want to have the best scent, no matter if it rains, sleets, snows, is 80 degrees or is 80 below zero. This has been one of my tried and true go-to tricks. Is I melt down Vaseline or petroleum jelly, scent free if you can get it. Then I mix it in with my skunk, pure skunk. And then when I make my set, I put this near the set to bring them in, because skunk is a distress call from a prey animal. If a predator smells that, even if he's never seen a skunk in his life, never smelled a skunk because he lives up here in the woods and there are no skunks, he still knows there's a prey animal in distress. Because all your mustelid family, you know, your weasel, your mink, your fisher, and your pine marten all spray as well. So they understand what the heck's going on. So when they smell that, this is a super, super long distance call. This is not a short distance call lure. Skunk gets out there, and pure skunk is by far the best. So I mix that in, and then when I make a set, I take my axe and make a little roof from a tree, and get this underneath it. And then it can rain on it, it can snow on it, it can do whatever it wants on it. It's not going to affect it. And then every time you visit the set, you just take a little stick and you stir it. Makes it new again. And at the end of the year, you could even take it back. Alright, we're going to start mixing it. Top her off. That is ridiculous right there. Then you want to get her good and mixed. Keep mixing her up. She will eventually congeal again. That's it. That's how you make the best dang skunk urine in the woods. Get a little on your hands, wipe it on one of them boxes. All right, she's pretty packed. We got a little bit of room for some extra stuff for tomorrow. I think that made 47 boxes in there, which is more than I was expecting. Might be able to get a couple more if I jockey it around a little. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. 47 would be a huge day anyway. So, sweet. That leaves us with a little bit over 61 more. And I didn't get any Fisher boxes loaded up. Maybe I have room for a Fisher box. Quite a moose trail.
Yeah, nice trail. wire this one on?
Yeah. And I need a little piece of wire for the state.
Right. There's that. Hope it's long enough. Don't know if it is.
Oh, yeah.
What's that, a 155?
Yeah. Get them juices going. Good looking set.
Yeah.
That should catch a fisher. He's here.
Yeah. Alright, we're out of here.
There it is right there. Whoa! 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 Yes, sir! Giant fisher. Woo! Yes. Guys, we got a fisher.
Wow.
I am pumped. That's no martin.
Huh?
That's no martin. I think we got it in the 120.
Oh yeah, that's a giant.
That's no fisher. I mean martin.
No, it certainly isn't.
This is going to be fun getting it out of this box. Oh, what a beauty.
He is gorgeous.
That's a female. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, good size too. Yes, good catch too.
He's a good size for a female.
I think it's a female by the paleness. What an absolute gorgeous, gorgeous specimen. Here, I'll take her out. Yes. Wow, good kill too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the smell of a fisher.
You kind of poo-pooed those lighter traps.
Well, it's a long season, Donnie. Let's see how they do. But this is a 120. This is... Heck yeah, look at this fisher.
That's gorgeous. Gorgeous piece of fur.
I can't even get her out without it getting over the springs. Safeties. Come on, safeties. All right. Wow.
It is gorgeous.
I think we're 4. We got to catch 4 fisher before we even can start selling them.
I think we ought to mount that one. First one we've ever caught up
You think
here.
so?
Oh yeah.
Jeez, if Donnie's he
Oh,
wants
yeah.
everything mounted. The
Of
first
course.
the first fisher.
Yeah.
We might be taking a run down to Jeff's.
Yeah.
This is
Man.
as pretty as they get.
That
Look at how
is
pale
gorgeous.
that is.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Donnie's gonna take a trip down to see you with a fisher and a martin. We got just an absolutely gorgeous fisher.
That is gorgeous.
Oh, what a beauty!
Yeah.
Look at the color up close,
Yeah.
Donnie.
Super. I mean, beautiful.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest animals you'll ever see. Man. That's just an awesome animal. I cannot believe we got a fisher
Yeah.
on the first check.
The coloration is gorgeous around the neck. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, this is second check on this set. I had nothing the first time. It's kind of a dud, but I'm not gonna pull this. I've already pulled enough traps today, and it can't catch anything if it's in the back of the truck for 2 or 3 days. So this one's gonna make it for one more check after today. Hopefully it's got something in it today. I don't set many duds, but it kind of, I thought the woods were bigger here. So we'll see what's in it today. Oh, what the heck's going on? Nothing. Well, what is going on? Oh my friggin' word, guys. Oh, maybe it's not a dud. We got a fisher, and he got the partridge all the way out of the box. What is going on? Friggin' dud, and look what we got. This is not a dud. This is not a test. I can't believe it. Adam. Oh yeah, fish are in there. I have no idea how I'm getting that out. Might be getting that out with a screw gun, but eesh. Let me see if I can. We're frozen. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that fisher, guys. It's got into that little tiny box. Wow, it's a brute of an animal. Looks like a good catch. Yeah, we're golden. Look at that fisher, guys. Freaking awesome. In a little 120, I believe. No idea how that partridge got out of that box. Unless something pulled it out over him. Or her, I should say. Got a white spot down there for you, Skip. White spot there, a little bear. Awesome fisher right there, guys. Stretch it back out. Yeah, pretty awesome fisher. Female, which is probably what we're going to get a lot of on this trap line. Beautiful, beautiful pail. There you have it, my friend. Wow, got a fisher. That's exciting. We got a hell of a day going on the trap line. Got a fisher. Man, am I excited. Nice female fisher right there, guys. Pretty awesome. Second fisher of the year, and I was thinking this was kind of a dud's woods, but both fisher came out of the same style of woods. So as I move traps and reset, I will definitely keep that in the back of my mind. A lot of what I do is gut feeling, you know, and if I'm feeling it, and gut feelings, all that really is in truth is just stuff that you've stored in your mind and memory. All right, we got activity. You guys are not gonna believe it. Holy crap. Wow. Back to back. This set is in a small piece of woods that I just fell in love with. And if I zoomed out on satellite, I probably wouldn't set it. But boots on the ground, I had to set it. Has everything that I love. Got big cedar, got tight woods, got rabbit cover, grouse cover, red squirrel cover, a swamp on one side and a hardwood ridge on the other. And look at what we got hanging out of this trap. That, my friend, I'm gonna say is either the longest tail on a pine marten or we got another fisher. Oh man, in a row. Oh yeah, and it's a nice one too. Look at that. Good catch right behind the ears. This is my first catch, I think, in a Belle Isle trap, so that's pretty cool. When I set this trap, I was 1000% thinking fisher. A lot of people like to use trap setters on these Belle Isles because they're super strong and hard to set. but I just use my man card. Ow, they're gonna take it, my man card back. What do you think of that, guys? Another fisher. Pretty awesome. This one's not as stiff as the other one. This might have been last night. It was cold and nasty last night. What a beautiful, beautiful critter right there. Look at how pale that is. Nice female, beautiful fisher. I had my doubts on these Belle Isle traps because of how narrow it is in between the two eye rings there, but I mean, it's a total quality trap, and I think it's going to deliver the best depth to critters out of all the traps that I own. So I think I'm going to look into getting some more Belle Isles this year, or definitely for next year. Just awesome having a monster day on the trap line today. That's the set for you. It's on a great big cedar log. It's up off the ground quite a bit because I'm kind of prepping for snow. I know this area and the elevation where I am gets huge snow. So rather than one day losing all my boxes underneath the snow and having to dig them all out, I've been making a lot of my sets up off the ground. You get a little bit better catches, I think, on the ground, but I've been setting them up off the ground to kind of safeguard for when that big snow comes. All my traps will still be active and they'll still be trapping. All right, brand new set. Just put this in last time in here. You guys are not gonna believe what I got. That looks like a big fisher. It's a fisher no matter what. Holy crap. Holy crap, guys. Whoa, yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. I don't know if I've ever caught two fisher in one day before. And I got 3 today. This is insane. This is crazy. That one's, oh yeah, it's a nice one. Got a white snatch on it and everything. Ugh. Right behind the ears, smacked him good. What an awesome catch. That's a beast right there. It's a male. It's a male, it's a big one. I don't know if it's black enough for Adam, but that's a big fisher in a little box. Look at that one, guys. Yes, 3 fisher in one day. Look at the teeth on that guy. Look at that face. He's a stone cold killer right there. Bear claws. Teeth. He's got some pale to him. I love that. What a freaking beauty. Look at that white patch right there. Oh my God. What? Holy crap. Unbelievable. Big white patch there. Got a white patch there. I'm blown away right now. I'm speechless, and that's a heavy fisher. That's a nice one. It's a lot of hard work on this trap line, guys, and when it works out like this, it's special. I can't believe that. That's awesome. Yes. It's unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. I'm so just grateful and pumped beyond words. That is a big fisher for these Fisher Exclusion boxes. Look at that guy. He's over 10 pounds. Could have sworn that box was right here. Oh. What, guys? We got him. We got her. We got a fisher, I think. That's awesome. Holy smokes. Whoa. Yes. What an awesome day. just picked up a weasel, a line saver I call them, and we got a fisher in this box. Let's take a look. Oh yes, beauty, nice one. Snapped pretty good in a 120. Out of nowhere, this trap that hasn't done anything all year, out of nowhere, just produces this awesome pale fisher. Snapped really good. Beautiful ethical kill on that. It's pretty good size. I thought it was small at first, but it's probably an average female. Wow. Wow, guys. Look at that fisher. There she is. Beautiful, beautiful fisher right there. Those females get so pale on them, and they're just absolutely gorgeous fur. So this was, my brain is already wound up and fired up over this thought, but this was the second trap Donnie and I set this season, the second one we made all year. And it hasn't had a hit yet, hasn't had a miss, nothing. You'd call it a dud, or I'd call it a dud, and maybe I'd even have moved it already. But I didn't, and it's really got me thinking about how many boxes I've moved that I knew were great spots where fisher just haven't had the chance to show up yet. And then I whack one like this, so my mind's gonna be going all day over this, and timing, and how long I leave sets, you know. Yeah, really got me thinking now. That's what it's all about, trapping, hunting, fishing, everything. This one's been a bit of a dud all year. No activity, no action, but it's a leaning pole set. It's my horn beam set, and it's high time this one starts shining. Leaning poles with this deeper snow are perfect. Can't tell, but it looks like, looks pretty freaking awesome. Maybe? Is that the bait or is that a tail? Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. Yes. Golly, I knew there was something about this set. All year I've been checking it and nothing. I knew it. All year. There it is. Fisher. Nice. All year I knew this set. Leaning poles in the snow. That's 2 traps in 2 days where I hadn't had any activity on either trap the entire year. And then all of a sudden, bang, fisher. Beauty of a fisher right there, guys. Look at that one. It's heavy. Maybe because it's wet. But that is awesome. Hard work paid off here. Starting to really consider some of these ones I've moved already. Like, I knew this spot was good in the horn beams. Hadn't had any activity. Like, what is going on? Pretty awesome. We got a fisher, guys. Fisher and a weasel so far today. And I'm pumped to catch something in a trap that has been dead all year. It's just patience, I guess. Oh yeah, we're fired. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Look at that, guys. We got a fisher. Oh, that's awesome. So cool. I actually just saw fresh fisher tracks down the way too. We'll see how this guy comes out of this box. Wow. He might be too frozen to get out. Huh? Well, let's try this. All right. Well. There we go. Got it. That's what we call a day changer. I was pretty sure I just saw fresh fisher tracks on the way up here too. But that is just fantastic. Nice fisher right there, guys. Pretty good size one. Haven't checked yet. It's probably a big female. Yeah. Yeah, it's a big female. That is a nice fisher. All right, it's been a rough day, if you guys have been watching. We got water in both boots, and all of a sudden I'm toasty warm. So we got a fisher on the second set. Heck yeah. All right, there she is, beautiful fisher. Hopefully I got enough room in the box. All right, this is that trap that I set right behind that big male fisher I saw across the road in front of me. So, no action yet. Let's see if today brings different. Looks fired. No? What are we looking at? Yeah, it's fired. Fired. Okay, we got action. I'm gonna dig it out, see what we got in there. First activity of the day. Oh, I see a tail. Jeez, we might have something big in there, folks. Oh yeah, fisher. Wow. Nice. All right. This is right where I saw that fisher cross. I don't think that's the same one, but we got a fisher. Heck yeah. Wow. Sweet. I figured the fisher would come later in the season. We're getting there. Pretty good size. It's the first one I've had all the way in the box. Heck yeah. These fisher skin is so thick and they're so fat. Oh, that's a pretty good sized fisher. Their skin is so thick and some of them have so much fat on them, they don't even freeze. Like, it has been brutal, bitter cold. And it's not frozen solid like a martin would be. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get reset. Beauty. Got a nice male fisher. You know, he's not dark at all. He's super light for a male. Look at the head. Oh my gosh, that thing's a beast. Can I say that this wasn't the one I saw? You know, and I don't know. I got sets up above where I tried to get ahead of them. But the one I saw was jet black and even bigger than this one. But that's freaking awesome right there, guys. Look at that fisher. Nice. Alright. I think now is a pretty good time to drive a cup of coffee into me. First cup of the Trapline. I had one this morning. Get up pretty early, and I usually edit and answer questions and comments on the interweb. But I know this is going to be worth its weight in gold today out here, because it is getting brutal. It's right rude. I'm looking at the trees just blowing straight sideways up there. I'm in a pretty good spot here, so that's why you don't see it, but it's awful when you get in any opening, you know. And a couple things to look for too, guys, you know, like, I hope you're learning from this channel. If you're another trapper, or if you're gonna trap, you know, all my channel is to help people and inspire people and educate, you know, and pass along some of the wonderful things that have been taught to me and passed along to me, and some of the things I've learned on my own. I want to pass those along to other outdoorsmen. And I've done that with ice fishing, open water fishing, a little bit of hunting, and a lot with the Trapline. But this is a great spot to catch a fisher and a martin, and as you can see, it's blowing 30 miles an hour everywhere else, but right here it's pretty calm. And that's because this woods is dense and thick. Those are a few of the things you want to look for. You know, it's very simple. I always said reverse engineer them. You know, fishers' favorite food are going to be rabbit, squirrel, partridge, and then mice. Probably in that order. So if you could put yourself in rabbit woods, which you know are not easy to walk through, you know, so if you can get in those, or on the fringes of those, or edges of those, or get where rabbit are, you're going to have a better shot at fisher. So you're not out in the open, you know, where the wind's blowing. You're in here. And also in here, you know, as you notice, when I caught that and remade that set, there wasn't a lot of snow in there. You know, we're looking at anywhere from 10 to 14 inches of snow out here in the open and on the logging roads. But in those woods right there, the snow's still up in the trees, you know, on the branches, and they kind of eat it up, and that's why deer yard in those, and that's why fur likes to get in there too, and the prey that the predators are after. So we're gonna drive this into us and think over what we're gonna do the rest of the day, and what a great day it's been so far. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Fisher. I think it was the couple of years that I had the privilege to trap with Skip. He just had Fisher in his blood. He was an amazing Fisher trapper. He couldn't trap coyote to save his life. He was a good martin trapper. Just an incredible outdoorsman. He was a game warden. He was a absolutely incredible game warden. I wish I could tell you some of the stories that he told me. But he always got so jacked up over Fisher, so jacked up. And I think it's because he grew up when Fisher were worth a lot of money. They were $300 or so, like in the 70s. And with inflation today, holy crap, with the new inflation, that would make a Fisher worth over $1,000 today. So you could see what it was like back then. And way back, you know, V. Lynch, Wildcat Lynch day, a Fisher was worth almost a year's salary. So I still get pretty jacked up when I catch a Fisher. You know, to me, and I think the value's coming up on them. My biggest year trapping, I caught a lot of martin, and the martin were worth $140 each back then, 18 years ago. And I think Fisher were in like the 70 to 80 range back then, depending on male or female. And we still got more jacked up over catching a Fisher than a martin. And maybe it's because we can catch martin and catch a lot of martin, and the martin are easier to catch. I don't know. Maybe it's because Fisher are rarer, but I love catching them. It's just, to me, it's one of the ultimate predators out here in the woods. And they have no fear, you know, and they're fun to catch. All right, 3 left. We're really hoping for a catch on this road somewhere. Looks like the squirrel's been using that box pretty hard. Holy crap. Oh, we got a catch too. Or we got activity. Is it a squirrel? That would not surprise me. Let's see. So these clips suck. I know they're quick when they work, but they've been a struggle all year. Whoa. It's not a squirrel. Guys, look what I just found underneath that squirrel patch sticking out of the box. I can't get in the box, but we got a fisher in there. Come on, open up, open up. All right, let's just bring it back to the truck. But we got a fisher in there, guys. That was a little bit of a shocker to me. I was fully expecting a red squirrel in there. Oh my gosh. Kind of brazen of that squirrel to build a nest on top, or to sit on top of the fisher and eat. Pretty freaking awesome. Look at that. That's another fisher. We're starting to catch some fisher, guys. We're starting to catch some fisher. Oh, there's the tracks too. It's very cool. Come on. Let me in. There we go. All right, first look. Felt pretty heavy carrying it out. What do we got so far? We got 3 martins so far. And this is gonna be the first fisher of the day. Got him in a bell isle. Oh yeah. Smucked. Nice big one. Oh yeah. Nice. Pretty awesome. Wowzers. Got a fisher. All right. Bell Isle, right by the neck. I'm really digging these Bell Isles, guys. The only thing I didn't love about them was how narrow they are, but you get a big fisher like that to stick his head through, I guess it's all right. I don't want to pull any fur off it. That was an awesome kill. That was super, super quick and ethical. Maybe the best one of the year. Bending those triggers a lot bigger has helped a lot. A lot less misses. All right, we gotta let them out. Sweet. I can't remember which old timer showed me that, but I really like that way to do the trigger right there. You split it wide. Well, driving all the way out here was not a bust, guys. And this road was not a bust either. We got ourselves a beautiful, beautiful fisher. That's gotta be a male. We got ourselves a big old fisher. Nice kill. Big old bear fisher. Look at that guy. Nice. Oh, what a year. What a season we're having. This is absolutely amazing. If you guys trap, or you're thinking about trapping, just put in the work. Work hard and do your best, and you're gonna have a good year like that. That's just an absolutely amazing, amazing pelt right there. Beautiful. Big male. Wow. Made it back to camp. Man, that's just always a great feeling. I am some freaking lucky. Generator still going. I like that. That means that video might have uploaded by now, and hoping the camp's decent temperature from the wood stove still. I threw a couple extra logs in there before I left. Get the fire going, and then I'll get the furs in here. Are there any coals? No coals at all. Alright. What a nice place. Alright, we got a fisher. Should have 5 marked in here. Look. They're all frozen as a rock. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, got the coffee thermos. And we got 2 trail cameras we gotta check. Shoot, which 2 was it? Whew, I was wondering what this set was gonna look like. This thing's ready to pop. It's been a couple days since we got that couple inches of rain, but she's still flowing everywhere. Hopefully they didn't drown out the beaver. This has been my favorite set, and I haven't caught anything in it yet, but I just love the woods here and love next to the beaver flowage and all that good stuff too. Good cedar. Oh boy, guys. Look at that. What? My first fisher in a 220 box. Holy cow. How big is that thing? What? Finally a 220 box paid off. I've caught a few martin in them, but never a fisher. Whoa, that's a big fisher. That is a big fisher and a 220. Perfect kill on him. Yes. Got a fisher, guys. In a 220 in my favorite set in the Cedar Grove. If you've been following along, you've heard me talk about how much I love this set and the woods and where it is and etc, etc, etc. Talk about this too much. We got a fisher. Sweet. Oh, it's heavy. That's my first one in one of these baffle boxes. Brand new 220s from Duke are pretty strong. This might have been that fisher I saw that day, even though I caught that other one. That's a great kill on that one. Well, let's get reset. Who else loves when a plan comes together? This one looks a lot more like that one I saw that day, and I tried to get ahead of him with this set. That's a big fisher. He's over 10 pounds pretty easy. That's a big dog, or a big cat. That's a big one, guys, for these devices. Yeah, nice one. Big one there. Big white throat patch, chest patch. Nice. Not even gonna look, but gotta be a male. Yeah, it's a male. Sweet. That is nothing like setting for a target animal and catching one at your favorite set. Been, I think, 5th check, so 4-0's here, and just had confidence and knew it was going to be a good one. It's funny, he's got a bunch of white guard hairs. This might be an old male, I'm not sure. Sun's shining, we're alive, we're happy, we're healthy, doing exactly what we love doing. What could be better? Guys, we got activity. Never before have I done that. That is back-to-back fishers. Two in a row, 2 checks in a row. Might be frozen in there solid. Let's see. Crazy awesome. I've never done that before. But we got back-to-back fisher, guys. Same trap. 2 checks in a row. It's frozen solid in there, so I gotta bring this home and thaw it out because there's no chance of getting this guy out without it. Wow, nice fisher. We'll get that home, thaw it out, and then get it reset somewhere. Put it back to work. All right, this trap's been a good one. We pulled 2 martin out of here. It's one of Donnie's favorites in the green growth. Oh boy. I don't even have to guess what that is. Whoa. Nice. Nice. All right, fisher. Good catch there. Pretty fresh one, I'll tell you that. Belle Isle. Fisher are starting to really move, guys. Late in the season like this, and it's getting a lot harder for them to find natural prey, so the traps are definitely a factor right now. All right, nice one, guys. Nice little female there. Got in the Belle Isle. Pretty fisher. Not frozen, so it's a pretty recent catch. We are 2 for 2. Could this be the best day we've ever had trapping? I don't believe that. You know, I'm guilty of saying that, but in retrospect, and if you guys think about it, if I come out here and catch 6 martin or 7 martin or 10 martin or whatever I catch in a day, that's a great check. But the best day was the day you set those traps and did the work and figured it out, did the hard work. That's actually the best day, but people only look at results, you know, like your catches and stuff. So holy crap, you guys are not gonna believe this. We're 2 for 2 already. We are 3 for 3, and that's a big black tail sticking out. Holy crap. We got a fisher, guys. We got a fisher. Oh yeah. Wow, what a white one. Thing's soaking wet. It must have got in there last night. Feels pretty fresh. Nice one. Gotta be a female. Yeah. Super, super, super white. When that dries out, that's gonna be beautiful. I bet it got in there last night or this morning during the rain. I used to catch super pails like that with skip over in zone 1. The first super pail I've caught this year. We're starting to catch some fisher. I don't know if it's things I'm learning or if they're just moving a lot more. Probably the second one. Maybe a combo of both, but we are 3 for 3. All right, this one has not hit yet this year either. Got a trail camera on it. Kind of making a theme out of that, aren't we? The trail cam sets are not hitting, but ho, we got a hit. We got a big hit, guys. You're not gonna believe this. Looks like a big fisher. Holy crap. Yes, and we got a trail camera. Wow. Nice. Trail camera right there. Hopefully it caught it. Yes, got a fisher. All right. All right, we got the trail camera, guys. Hopefully we got footage of that. That's the first one I've had a fisher on. A fisher catch with the camera there. Hopefully we got the footage. These cameras have been iffy. Sometimes it gets them, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets mice, sometimes it doesn't get a martin. It's so weird. But we'll know together if we got the footage or not. Nice big male fisher there, guys. That's a big one. Beauty of a big Maine male fisher right there, guys. Nice one. Heavy. Oh boy, that's no miss. Fresh tracks right there in the snow. It's a fisher. Beauty. Nice one, suitcased. All right, guys, beautiful pale female fisher right there. What a beauty. Suitcased. Man, we're starting to stack some fisher. Looking like activity. Yeah, we got activity. Oh yeah, we got big activity. Sweet. Looking like a fisher, guys. Sweet! 220 bucks finally coming through. Is this the first fisher I've ever caught in a 220 bucks? Alright. Let's see. Yes, sir. Nice little fisher. Little female. Alright, the fisher are certainly coming now. That's a good snap right there with that 220. Beauty. All right, that's how you start the day, guys, right there. Nice fisher, first trap. Might be my first one in a 220 box this season. I think it was. I'm starting to really think you don't need those, and they're cumbersome and heavy and awkward and everything else. So, but the ones I have, I think I still have a couple out. I'll leave out and see how we do. All right, last trap. We got a cold one coming in, guys. It's gonna be single digits tonight, and then 10 below zero tomorrow. So got to do a little prep work for that. This was the last trap I set. I added it to this line. Looks like a moose. Checked it out. Oh, we got activity. Oh boy. Holy crap, guys. Wow, this is just awesome. That's a fisher. That's why we put this set here. Looked like a good fisher spot. First and last trap of the day. Can't believe it. Oh, little guy. Just a little one. Huh, not too bad, I guess. Nice. Another fisher. That, I gotta add up these fisher, but that might be either the most I've ever caught in a season or a tie for it. Not that we really keep score or anything, but just out of curiosity's sake. Nice, guys. Another fisher. Cannot even believe it. We are smacking some fur. The fisher are moving like crazy right now. You want to make sure late in the season, if you've been trapping all year, that you're still active and all your sets are in good shape and you still got decent bait and traps are in good working order for what I call fisher season, because this is it. Wow, awesome. Yeah, I was starting to have a few doubts about this set. It was my last one that I put in. I added it to this line because it just looked like too good of an area for a fisher. I got this stream down below me. You know, streams are runway for prey. You know, there's a lot of prey that hang out around streams. There's a lot of prey that visit streams. And then the other thing you got going for you is they're not allowed to cut close to the streams now. So usually you have some pretty good trees around streams and buffers, and it gives the prey a lot more room to hide. And the prey seek them out, and the predators seek them out in those areas. So just too good of an area not to have a set. And you know, that took 2 checks, I believe. So roughly, I'm on like a 4-day check on this line. So roughly 8 days, a little bit over a week. Sweet. Another fisher. Let's go. Heck of a day on the trap line, guys. That's a fisher on the first trap and a fisher on the last trap, and a martin in between. So we got some skinning to do. I think I still have 2 fisher to do from yesterday. If you guys know of any good woman with a skinning knife, send her up. She don't have to be Amish. She don't have to be indigenous. Activity. Not looking good though. Fishing. Oh. Something ain't my Martin. Shoot. Well, that's a bummer. Fisher done ate my martin. I don't see much left of the martin. I don't know if it took it, or if it went up a tree and ate it, or what. Or if it just sat down and ate it. I found parts and pieces of it in a couple spots. But, oh my God, what are these tracks?
Uh-oh, we got tracks. Uh-oh, I am excited, Joe.
There's nothing in the trap. It's either fisher or coyote.
What we got here, Joe?
Fisher.
I think it's
fisher.
I think it's a
Dude, it's fisher.
coyote.
No, look over here. So a coyote's gonna have a diamond. See how splayed that is? Splayed, splayed. And coyotes don't climb trees.
Look at that, Joe.
Yeah, look at 2x2x2.
We had an investigation.
That was this morning.
We had an investigation of a fisher.
See, that's why I hate these tiny boxes, man. Like, look at how small that hole is. And this
He
is
tried to get in there. He circled it. He smelt the.
Dang it.
He smelt the whole.
That's not good. Going in to pull this trap for the end of the year, and there's fisher tracks and fisher poop coming away from my trap. Hopefully he didn't eat whatever I got in there, and it'd be cool if he turned around and went in the trap. Fish are all over this trap. And he's not set off. Dang it. Well, that's a wicked bummer. Pulling the trap for the year, and had another close call with a fisher there. That's the second refusal from a big male fisher in that one. These boxes are just, they're not ideal for trying to catch fisher. We've stacked some pretty good fur this year with them, but we've missed out on a lot of nice fisher. Okay guys, got an interesting one for you here. Didn't work out in between checking traps for me to ever see these fisher tracks. Between checks, it snowed or rained and washed away the tracks or covered them up, I guess, because I thought this trap was a dud. It was a nothing, never got a hit there. I love the set, absolutely loved it when I made it. It was near a beaver flowage, coming off a hardwood ridge where it met a green growth. So you had your hardwood, your softwoods, beaver flowage, and a ridge. It was absolutely perfect for fisher, and I couldn't understand why I didn't catch a fisher until I pulled the trap at the end of the year and I pulled the camera at the end of the year, and I see that there's a fisher on it, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 solid clips, it looks like, of fisher. So I'm gonna watch that with you guys and give you my reaction to it as we watch it. I know I didn't catch one here, but I might get a little upset or excited anyway, so let's watch this. But before we do, if you don't live in Maine or you're not familiar with the Maine trapping laws, I want to explain to you real quick. We have Lynx Exclusion devices. So our boxes that we build are highly regulated. The opening for it can only be 4 inch by 4 inch. So it excludes a lot of the big male fishers too, which I wish there'd be a study or the biologists would have a little foresight on that, on what it means to only target and catch females or some juvenile males, because the big male fishers, which are the ones that are actually killing the lynx, that hunt down and actively kill lynx, they're getting a pass with these boxes, because as a trapper, I'm unable to catch this fisher if he can't fit in the box. Now, they might be able to fit their head or their nose, but they can't get their head and their shoulders in there, and then the box is fairly small to get in there too. So 4x4 hole, the trap has to be at least 18 inches back from the nearest point of opening, and then the side can only have an 1.5 inch slot by 7 inches or 7.5, and there's a lot more regulations to it, but those are enough to go for you. So tell me what you guys think when there are laws that are going to only catch a female. It's usually the opposite in hunting, where you're allowed to shoot bucks and you're allowed to shoot males, and the does are highly regulated. But in this instance, we're only pretty much able to target the female fisher or small males or decent sized males, but the big ones are definitely getting a pass, and those big ones are the ones that are hunting and killing the lynx. So I'm not allowed to kill a lynx, but I'm also not able to kill the predators that kill the lynx. So I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not going to get into it too much with the state or anything like that. And let me know what you think in the comments. But let's dive into this fisher trail cam video footage, and I'll give you my reaction as it happens. All right, here's the first clip. Oh boy, right away. All over that box at the opening. Wow. That is a big bull-headed male fisher. Really cool to see him work around the trap in the box. Now you're seeing that 4x4 opening in the front. What's he doing? Oh, he's going. Ah! He's got his head in there, you know. He got his head in. He smelled the bait. I got really good bait in there. And some beaver and some partridge for bait. And it looks like a Belle Isle trap. Yeah, it's a Belle Isle 120. Ah, you can tell he's like curious and confused, wants to get in. Now he's smelling the trap. Oh, all right, so that was it for that first clip. Each one of these clips are going to be a minute. I'm going to go to the second clip. I love the snow on his face. He's definitely like hunting around. So I got long range call scent up on the tree near it. This is 8 in the morning. Negative 16 Celsius, so 2 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty chilly morning. Got like a couple inches of snow there. Now, he's not coming back, I guess, right now. But I think there are more clips with him in it. So he's probably like hunting around. But I will say, from just watching that first clip and like how he had to put his body, I gotta be a little bit. Oh, there he is. Golly, that's cool. Oh my God, that's so cool watching him. All right, so that's the end of that clip. So I gotta say, I could see an error I made right away with this small opening. So I experimented with a lot of different openings on the boxes. So I took that square and made it into a diamond, and then I raised it higher. So this opening is a 4x4 bottom right corner, and I caught fisher in these boxes. I caught pretty good sized fisher with this opening. But you can see I have it at an angle, and then where it meets the ground or the log that it's on is kind of angled too. So that invariably makes that hole smaller. If you think about it, you know, for that fisher to get in, it actually makes that hole smaller because of the angle he has to go in. So the angle makes that into like a 4x3 opening. So I definitely learned something already by watching this trail cam footage to make sure that I either prop that up if I'm going to put a hole in the bottom of the box, or use the boxes, you know, make holes higher on the box so they're at least at head level. And that might make it a lot easier for a fisher to go in. So let's get to the third clip. This is pretty cool, watching how they work. Oh boy, he's looking right at the camera. So he definitely sees the camera. All right, so he's definitely working the back of the box now. That's where the bait is. The bait is behind the trap on that side of the box. That's a wooden backing to that, and there's just holes in it. He wants it. He's hungry. Man, look at him. He's all over the back of that box. He's by the spring slot, trying to figure out a way to get in that spring slot. That was pretty cool. He's really curious, like underneath that box. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. No. Golly, he is a big one. Wow, that was cool to watch him run. I don't know if he comes back or not. Nope. All right, so let's go to the next clip. This is 2 minutes later. He's come back. Like oh, there he goes. So he wants it. He's curious. He hasn't looked. It doesn't. Oh, here he comes. I love the way they lope and climb stuff. Oh, look at him smelling. He's got his nose up in the air. Okay, he's over probably by my long-range call scent. Oh, is he going to climb that tree? That is so cool. It's like a little bear, like a little panda or a bear or something, and a cat mixed together. They use their nose a lot. He's looking around a lot more than I expected. Found it. Found the bait. Honed in on it. He's trying to figure out another way in. This is so cool. Oh, Oh my God, was that quick? Did something spook him? Was there? He like looked to the right. Oh yeah, some snow fell from the tree there. I wonder if there was something up there, like a bird or something. Interesting. Yeah, some snow took off, and I know with predators, your songbirds and your birds will harass the life out of a predator, especially a ground predator. One of the very first bear I ever encountered in the North Maine Woods, I was pulled over, side of a logging road, tailgate down, Coleman stove, cooking a bunch of I think I had pork chops or something in a pan, throwing an awesome smell. And I just remember hearing the Gorbies, the Canada Jays or Whiskey Jacks, Blue Jays, every bird in the woods is just going nuts and making these weird noises that I'm not used to hearing, and like 100 yards up the road. And then I'm really paying attention, what is going on up there? And out walks a bear, and above that bear are all the birds flipping out and dive bombing them, and I wonder if that's what happened here, or maybe, if it's a red squirrel, he's going up that tree and probably eating that red squirrel, but I don't know what happened here, so it's interesting. Let's watch it one more time. He knows where that bait is. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think on that one? I can't tell, but he took off in a hurry. All right, let's watch another clip. So it looks like we got a really fresh dusting of snow. There I am. No Fisher tracks. I'm sprucing up my long range distance call. Checking the trap, making sure it's secure. I just touched it without a glove on, which usually with mustelids isn't an issue. Clearing out that snow to make that hole a little bit bigger. That's it. All right, so that's it for me. So I don't see the Fisher tracks because it's covered over with a super fresh snow that morning. Four days later, he's back. That was a big male Fisher. And he's right there to the bait. Looks like we got some rain since then, or a storm. Really smelling stuff over. It's amazing how discerning they are, and how much they use their snout around the trap. Now, if that bait's closer to that opening, he probably goes for it. If there's a... Oh, he's back. Man, he is like a hound dog. Nose right to the ground. All right. I think we got two more clips. Oh, go in. Oh, he got to his shoulders. So he got his head in. Oh, my God. He's on my box. He's on my box. This is just disgusting. Oh my God, look at him looking. He's right to the bait again. That's a big Fisher. He's not too worried where I touched, but we might have gotten some rain. Golly, he wants to go in so... Oh, sees something. Look at the tail go. Right to the shoulders. Can't get in. Trying. Oh, you could. Maybe. Go. Nope, he can't get in. Too tight. Maybe can't get in. Golly. All right, one more clip. He's definitely in on the side hole. And he's right back to the bait again in the back. And those are just 1/2 inch holes or smaller to let scent go through so he can find the bait. Ho, ho, ho. That is so cool. What is he doing? That is crazy. All over my box. And there he goes, loping away. Think he's gone for good. So maybe I get him to go in if I don't have that box angled into another angle. You know, like if that stayed flat like on a log and he had more room, maybe he goes in further. I mean, maybe it's claustrophobic or just too tight. I don't remember on this particular trap how I had my triggers bent, but later in the season, I started going a lot wider and further back, making it way more inviting for all the mustelids to go through that trap and through the trigger. And my fisher catches dramatically went up as the season progressed. I had the best year I've ever had on fisher. I probably missed out on as many as I caught, just like this on trail cams and seeing tracks and tracks all over the box. Very, very, very similar to this. I had other traps that you guys have probably seen in other videos where you could see tracks doing the same exact thing, like top of the box, around the box, over here, over there, back to the box, and just not go in and not be set off and not make a catch. So I urge our state, if there's any biologists watching now, to consider going up on that size from 4 to 4.5, because there's no lynx going in these boxes. You know, I'll show you guys some trail cam footage of a lynx going near a box and paying it zero attention. They're not interested in these boxes at all. So I think we can go bigger with the hole. Now this is hearsay from a very reliable source on why we have a 4x4 hole. Is they tested it at the Gray Animal Farm with a full-size lynx and her kittens, I believe. And she was either able to get her head in or get an arm in for whatever food. And this is now a lynx in captivity too that's being fed by humans. And they didn't like 5-inch, so they went right to 4-inch, you know, and skipped right over 4.5-inch or skipped over even if it was 5-inch. So I would definitely implore them to look at a 4.5, maybe even a 5-inch. You know, I don't think we're going to have accidental catches of lynx. Lynx are on the federally threatened species in Maine, which means that they're not extinct. They're not on the endangered list. There's a strong, viable population of lynx in Maine, and the population in general is doing very well. They're allowed to trap them in Canada. They're allowed to trap them in Alaska. But we have a border in Maine that they've crossed over into, and the antis have sued the state and for any incidental catches for trappers too. So that's why we have these boxes. That's why we have these regulations on these boxes, and you know that's why there's going to be a lot more fisher and big male fisher running around, because we're unable to trap them as trappers with these devices. But really, really cool to see this animal work the box, to come back, you know, every, you know, a couple times over the course of a week and not go in. You know, I mean, as a trapper, I'd have loved to have caught that, and I'd love to have that animal there, but can't catch them all. You know, he'll be there next year. Maybe I'll have a different trick for him next year. I'll try a different opening on a box in that area next year and see if we can catch him. But if you guys are interested in trapping and fisher trapping, I'm going to put together a full-length movie on fisher trapping in general, showing all the catches from this year, talking about what to look for their habits, for their habitat, types of lure, types of bait, and different types of set to help you guys out to become better fisher trappers and to learn more about the fisher. Super cool, unique animal that you sometimes see, but you don't often get a really good look at them. So one of the apex predators in the North Maine Woods, at least, where we don't have wolves, we don't have wolverines, and that's one of our top predators, if not the top. You know, I still would love to see them interact with a coyote, you know, which is probably 10 times smarter, but maybe 10 times less brave as a fisher. So they have pretty much have no fear, and they're very brave and really cool, agile hunters. So hopefully you guys like this, and I do have more footage if you like this. Let me know in the comments.